Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is in collaboration with Sony and I will be talking about my favorite swimwear lenses that I use all the time. As you guys know, I've been a swimwear photographer for the last few years, and I also did beauty and fashion before that for a number of years as well. I also have a YouTube channel, so I get to test out quite a lot of lenses, so I have a pretty good idea of what do I like to use when. So I thought it would be super fun for me to share some of my favorite Sony lenses that I use for swimwear. I will be talking you through all the process. When do I use which lens? What is the reason behind it? What's my favorite features about the lens and so on. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First and foremost, I don't think there's any surprise in me saying that my 24-70 is my most used lens. It's the 24-70 G Master. It's a 2.8, which is great because it gives you a lot of possibilities. I think the reason why I love this lens the most is just how versatile it is and how many different looks I can get with it. It was my go-to lens for years. It was one of my only lenses that I've used for a long time, just because I have the 24-35 where I can have really dramatic images. I can have a lot of distortion. I can shoot from lower down and make the model's legs look super long. And I think it just creates a lot of drama that I love. I love using the 24-35 when it's direct sunlight, when I'm shooting these really harsh, powerful images. That's my go-to for sure. And then if I want to shoot something a bit softer, something a bit more mellow, I would definitely go to maybe 50-70. Again, I kind of like to use it in direct sunlight the most. I feel like this is more of a drama lens than it is of a dreamy lens, if that makes sense. You still get quite a lot of compression with it. However, it's definitely not to an extent of a 50, 1.2 or like the 70-200. That definitely gives you a much different look. So for this one, I love to use it with direct sunlight. I love to use it to create drama in my work, to create distortion. I think it works really well. I think this is the lens that I use the most and I probably will be using the most. I love it. It's my baby. I think you can create fashion images with it. You can shoot portraits with it. It's just super versatile. The price point for it is not the cheapest. However, it's pretty much one and all lens, which I really like. My second go-to lens is the 70-200 2.8 G Master. So when it comes to using this lens, I would say that I will use it the most when I'm at the beach and, for example, it is sunset time and I want to capture beautiful backlit images. This is going to give me so much beautiful background compression. It's going to create really dreamy bokeh that I love. So I'm definitely going to use it then. Also, if I'm shooting in direct sunlight and I don't want to be casting shadows on my models, I will use this lens as well. I will be shooting on maybe 135 or 200, and this way I won't have to worry about, casting any shadows on my model and getting in the shot and then having to Photoshop it, because it is a bit of a nightmare. I find as a lens, it is also really, really beautiful to capture detail shots, to capture beauty. If you are feeling beauty while you're shooting swimwear, you can just snap a few close-up portraits without having to change anything. So it's really beautiful. I also find this is very, very nice in terms of capturing the female body. It gives it a really nice look. It fills up the frame with the model's body very well. The focusing is out of this world as always. I really love this lens. It's really, really beautiful. I'll definitely be using it more. As I said, I've only been using it for the last few months, but I definitely see the power in it and I see what the fuss was about. My final lens of choice is this 50 1.2 G Master. And to be fair, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I never thought that I would already be a 50 user. I mean, I started with the 50mm 1.4, but I kind of drifted away from it, just to use the 24-70 and then the 70-200 as well. But I have to say, I definitely see the benefits of this lens. I have been using it quite a lot in a situation where the background might not be as nice if I want to blur out people. So for example, if a beach is really busy and you have loads of people behind you, it's a great opportunity to just blur everybody out with 1.2. It's also really nice to shoot if you are low in light. So for example, if you're shooting sunset and the light is fading, this is a great option for you because it goes down so low. If I'm shooting indoors, because a lot of the time when I'm shooting swimwear, I don't really just shoot at the beach. beach, I shoot at locations, I do different things, and whenever I shoot on location, I feel like this is my go-to, just because I can create such beautiful bokeh and separate the model from the background a little bit. So it's definitely a different look to what I'm usually used to. Also, another thing that I do is I shoot a lot of B-roll with it because of the 1.2 and the 1.4. The focusing is absolutely incredible. The lens is super sharp, even at 1.2. The portraits are like pin sharp, but at the same time, I get that nice blurriness in the background. These really dreamy, beautiful images, and I really love that. I definitely will be using it less than the 24-70 and the 70-200 because I feel like both of these lenses are going to be covering me a lot for what I need to have achieved. However, I find that the 50-1.2 is such a beautiful lens. It's sharp, it's fast, it's quiet. The image quality is top-notch, so I definitely really love that lens. Overall, I think there's many different lenses to consider when you're shooting swimwear, and I find with these three lenses, I'm pretty much completely covered. If I'm feeling more dramatic, I definitely will go for the 24-70. If I'm feeling a bit more dreamy, a bit more blurry in the background, I will go for the 70-200. And then if I'm feeling a bit more artsy, a bit more Instagrammy, I will probably use the 50-1.2. Before we sign off, as a female in a very heavily male-dominated industry, I find it super important to support my fellow female creators as well as uplift them in their work. That's why I wanted to mention to you this. Sony Alpha Female Plus is a program that is meant to help female as well as minority creators achieve their next dream photo shoot. You can apply for it if you are in the US or Canada, and they will basically help you fund your next photo shoot as well as give you a full frame camera and lens for you to keep. The best thing is you don't even have to shoot Sony. You can apply regardless of which camera you shoot. Make sure to check it out. I'm going to link it down below, but make sure not to miss it if you are a fellow female creator.